Turning right now to the latest on the coronavirus, they are some of the most recognizable buildings in the Hartford skyline.
And tonight, both the Hilton and the Marriott are warning they may have to close. The hotels say COVID-19 is to blame, and they are just struggling, as so many businesses are, to survive.
And no tourists right now, of course. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Matthew Campbell is live. He's downtown in Hartford with more on how this is already impacting hundreds of people. Right, Matthew?
Yeah, Mark and Aaron, between the two hotels, more than 300 people have been laid off either temporarily or permanently. And yes, these are big national names, but Mayor Luke Cronin here in Hartford is asking for help as if they were locally owned small businesses. And that's because these hotels here, that impact extends throughout the rest of the city. The layoffs at the Hartford, Hilton, and Marriott reach every corner of the hotels.
People are nervous about staying in hotels right now. With a turnover, you're always concerned about sanitation.
And that's not mentioning the travel quarantine imposed on visitors from hard-hit states. Jan Jones, the program coordinator for hospitality and tourism management at the University of New Haven, says the industry has slowed to a near halt.
Weddings, any kind of event you could possibly think of impacts our hotels.
That had the general managers of both hotels announcing in a letter to the Department of Labor that they're at risk of closing.
This is probably the beginning of where a lot of industries are starting to see that they just cannot maintain the current status.
Hartford's hotels could be in for a slower recovery. The city is not a vacation destination, so the hotels rely on things going on around it.
They're doubly hit because they're tied to large event venues, whether it's the XL Center or the Convention Center, which have not had any business for a while.
The lack of events and lack of visitors trickles down to other Hartford businesses.
We feed off of each other, especially when we have events.
Bear's Barbecue is in the shadows of the Marriott and has noticed the out-of-state diners just aren't coming.
Those are very popular hotels in Hartford. Very, very popular. It'll be a bummer to lose these hotels, man. It really will.
That's why Mayor Cronin is asking the state for help.
While there may be a cost to helping these hotels survive now, there may be a much bigger cost to the state in the years ahead if these facilities end up closing down.
Eyewitness News asked the governor about this today.
We're taking a look at that. I'm not as enthusiastic about having taxpayers' dollars to subsidize private businesses, but we'll look broadly at what we can do to make sure that part of town gets going again.
Now, both hotels are open on a limited basis, but the restaurant here at the Marriott Vivo, that remains closed. That's the latest live here in Hartford tonight. Matthew Campbell, Channel 13 News.